Hello, my beloveds. How is everybody doing today? Welcome back to Tarot by Cherie. We're going to get started and see what beautiful uplifting messages Spirit may have for you today. The first card up is the Lover's card. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, this is for those of you that may feel like you're in love or you're falling in love. Okay, things are going really well. I'm seeing the emotions between you might be very inviting, exciting, in that stage where the butterflies and waiting for phone calls and thinking about each other. And you're seeing this as a opportunity right now to advance into, 5D or move forward with somebody special in your life. And you're working on this scenario, you're working on this relationship right now. Okay, so I'm seeing the Justice card here with the Strength card. So these relationships are going to go fairly well for you. In case you were wondering, if you've been asking yourself the question, I wonder where this relationship is going. I wonder what's going to happen in the near future with my new relationship or this relationship. The answer is quite simple, okay? You're going to be very strong together. You're going to be very appreciative that you found one another. And I'm also seeing some of you at the same time holding on to something that is a little bit confusing. So some of you still have a little bit of feelings left over for the person you were with before this new person. All right, seeing like you're starting to move away from these emotions. You're starting to get more absorbed into the person you're with, and those emotions and feelings from that past relationship for the most part will subside for you in time. Okay, so a lot of you are still feeling saddened and feeling like your relationship that has ended is very saddened. You're very saddened about it. It's like a loss. It's a feeling that you definitely lost a piece of you or a part of you. So that sadness is very deep. So this was a lot of you, the last relationship you ended, you felt that you were very much in love with your person. And as soon as you stood up for yourself, something changed. As soon as you started coming into your authentic self. And it's because, guys, you didn't go there immediately when you met that person, okay? You were a certain way, and then as you were advancing with your raising your vibration and working on yourself, you started more and more coming into your authentic self and having less fear about standing up for yourself and expressing your wants and needs. So this might have been a change that your person, maybe one of the changes they couldn't endure or they couldn't handle, okay? But all in all, we all need to be ourselves, okay? We want people to respect us for who we actually are, not who we're trying to be to make other people happy, right? So, and guys, if you always wanted a reading or you want a reading, you have questions, you need answers, you can see what services I provide. I also do on the phone readings where you can continue to just keep asking questions as we, things unfold in the reading over the phone. So click on the description below the video if you want to see what my services are, and if interested, email me. All right, here I'm seeing something is, ooh, look at this. All right, nice. Okay, so Ace of Cups, guys. This is all about your emotions, your happiness, and your joy. Okay, for a lot of you, that has been amiss for a while, or just, it's been happening very infrequently. I feel like I'm in touch with a lot of you, and a lot of you have been feeling that way. All right. Then with the Six of Pentacles, they're talking about something amazing that is bringing in that Ace of Cups to make you emotionally just feeling happiness and joy overflowing from that cup. All right, the Ace of Cups is not just a happy couple hours in the day. It's overflowing joy and happiness and all of those beautiful, joyous feelings that we, should be feeling. All right. And it's tied to the Six of Pentacles, which is all about wealth and prosperity, financial growth, seeing your money grow, beautiful things coming from money. And this is a lot of money here, okay? The pentacles represent money, but you also see in this card, there's a person helping those in need, okay? Doing humanitarian work. And that is what most of my Aquariuses are going to be doing, because you're going to have this Wheel of Fortune is coming, okay? And this is, again, wealth and prosperity. This is a lot of angelic realms connected to this card. The angels have been watching over these finances, because everything else has been stolen from us, guys. We've been in a war for 9 years, and I'm not going to go deeply into that, but the war is a war between good and evil, and we are getting rid of this whole system that the evil had put together for us, that we've been wrapped up in without even knowing it, not recognizing it, because we were born into it. So we've just been, trudging through life, wondering, why do we always feel like we're in lack? Why is it so hard to keep our head above water? Why do we have all these bills that we have to pay, and our paychecks seem so small, right? All of these difficult times that we've been through. And then you're going to be some of you are leery about this, but a lot of you are awake, and a lot of you know this is coming, okay? So just know that you are protected, all right? I just got reminded to tell you this. This should feel like a warm hug for a lot of you. Spiritually, if you're connected to spirit, then you have that baseline you're coming in and out of, which is a feeling of just a very calm, feeling like you're in the present, and you're not getting caught up in anybody's drama. You're just enjoying your quiet time. A lot of you are spending time, utilizing your time when you're alone to tap in to spirit, and what is there for you that you will start to recognize is this baseline. That's a beautiful feeling that we're going into, and it's going to become our baseline, our future, as far as how we're going to feel in 5D. The old emotions are just going to fade away, and that baseline will be there for us of, the contentment, the happiness, the joy, the I'm not getting triggered types of calmness, that peace, basically. The word peace just comes to mind, okay? I'm seeing somebody's suffering from a broken heart today. All right, there is a tower moment that you're going through that is postponing your happiness or getting in the way of your happiness. This is like a heartbreak for you, and you're very focused on it and feeling defensive. Let me see if I can get more on this. There's people in your life that are making you feel stuck, and you're trying to just live your life and just trying to make your own decisions, and people are just annoying you and saying things or doing things that are making you feel stuck. And it's more than one person I'm seeing here. All right, I'm basically talking to you right now. The person I'm speaking to, or persons, okay, you're doing really well in life, and I feel like you're focusing on buying a home in the near future. All right, so you're getting all your ducks in a row. You've worked very hard. I don't know what these people are doing, but if they're making you feel stuck, it's time for you to separate from them, okay? I'm saying that you may feel, because you've known them for many, many years, that is not a possibility, that you have to stay closely tied to them and let them, continually suck the life out of you and say and do things that, take away your happiness, bring you down, sometimes for more than a day. Maybe it's a couple days. you might wake up in the night thinking about this person or these people and what they do and what they say. All right, so that's because you're a sensitive, Aquarius, okay? You're a sensitive, meaning that you're an empath, which is, it makes you a person who is very sensitive. You're very empathetic. And that's why you're able to feel other people's emotions and pick up on other people's energies. Okay, you can just look at a person and know how they're feeling by looking at their face. All right, and even feeling them when they're standing next to you, feeling their emotions. All right, I'm also seeing, though, this dream that you've had about making this purchase, getting this new home, is going to happen. I'm seeing a lot of blessings over you, a lot of good, a good omen regarding your money. Okay, so definitely positive things coming in regarding your money for some of you. Actually for all of you, but that is going to happen when it happens. No one has that timeline. So if you're hearing people talk about it online, that they heard this one is saying this date and that date, just ignore that. That's, no one has the date. It's going to happen, and it's going to be a surprise for us all. All right, here I'm seeing some type of, this looks like a total manifestation, but what you're manifesting is not good. All right, so somebody's out there manifesting. This might be a person that you actually think is good, but is really not at all. Very toxic. Okay, and they might be on their best behavior today and this week and next week and last week, but I am seeing that this person doesn't really stay with anybody. They always leave. They themselves, for whatever reason, are feeling left out in the cold. The cards are not telling about that, their story, but because of something that they go through, they cannot fully give themselves to anyone. And they, once they start having feelings, they run, okay? And they just make excuses. They start, thinking judgmental thoughts about the person. It's almost like a self-sabotage, I want to say. And then over here, there are things going on in the background also about this person. And these are things you're totally not aware of, yet you're trying to manifest this person in. All right, this is where I tell you guys always, please take your time when you meet someone new, because you don't know who you're dealing with. Everyone's on their best behavior for the first few months, sometimes even longer. So really know what you're dealing with or who you're dealing with before you leave your heart open, okay? Here I'm seeing an Emperor. You're single. This is somebody who's older, a masculine who's older. All right, I'm seeing that you're getting ready to make a commitment to someone that is going to be an absolute victory for you. All right, and you know it. You know that this is going to bring balance to your life. This is absolutely a person. This is a person you might have been with, or you might have met. You might have been dating this person for a while. Either way, whatever way it is, this is going to be great for you. Okay, I'm seeing the Six of Wands here, which is a victory. All right, what's coming next is a new beginning in the romance department for someone out there who has been spending a lot of time alone, and you're kind of feeling it now. You're feeling alone, you're feeling ignored, and you don't want to live like that anymore. This is making you, it's getting to the point where you're feeling stuck now, like stuck at night when you're alone. Maybe the television isn't doing it for you. You need someone to actually, have a conversation with, to sit down with, to have some kind of physical contact with you, to go out with, to come home to, someone that is going to support you and be there for you. And this is what you're getting. You're getting this Knight of Cups. This is someone who's going to show up and give you their cup. This person could be someone who might need a little bit of coaxing just to show that you are interested when they show up. All right, but after that, it's going to be smooth sailing, okay? You guys are going to get into a relationship, a romantic relationship that's going to feel like it was just always there. Like you were never apart from one another. Okay. All right. So somebody's moving toward Aquarius, toward you. This looks to be something spiritual moving toward you, Aquas. After a break, there's some kind of break, and spirit might have something to do with this. Okay, this might be totally source that is getting ready to bring in this break. I feel like this is 5D, guys. This is the reset. For those of you who don't know, we're in the process of a reset, and you like to do research, look it up, because I think this is probably the fifth one that we know about anyway. Biblical resets, there's resets in the Bible, and a reset is basically when old systems get torn down and new systems take their place. And everything that you've ever been told, you can chalk it up to basically being a lie, okay? So everything you're doing right now, rethink it. Rethink it. Start making up your own rules, your own mind, by tapping into your intuition, because just about, I want to say, everything you're doing is backwards. It's wrong. Okay, and that might sound incredible to you. That might sound like, just an untrue statement, but many of you know that to be true already. Our history books were changed. I think our biblical books might have been changed, or things, books had been removed, so we're missing a lot of information. And I'm just bringing this up because, there's a lot of negative information on the, on your cell phone, on YouTube, and, as far as, people don't know what is happening because our major, news isn't talking about anything. They're not talking about anything that is going on. Isn't that crazy? All right, guys, so moving along, I do see this Queen of Cups here in the center. This is you, Aquarius, and I see Source looking down over you, watching over you, being protective over you, because you're so very important right now. You chose to be here at this time. You are considered the lighthouse for others. And this break, guys, the break isn't looking like it's going to be very easy for us. I think the break is going to be an informational break. It's going to be nothing to be afraid of. All right, but it might entail us staying in the house for 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So just keep enough, canned goods in case the grid goes down or something like that. I don't know if and what, but just be prepared. It's better to be prepared than not, and that stuff will be there to be consumed in case nothing happens. You could still consume that food. All right, so I'm seeing two masculines going after the same feminine here, so you have two suitors. You're using your intuition right now because you haven't had luck in relationships. And I think that's why people find you attractive. That's one of the reasons why. I mean, not to say you're not beautiful and you don't have a beautiful personality. That's not what I'm saying. But, it's more like the chase, of the game, that you are not readily available. You are using your intuition, taking your time, and trying to make sure that neither one of these people is going to hurt you, okay? That they're both good people, which is, exactly what you should be doing, all right? But you have multiple suitors. You have at least two that are interested in you, and I believe that one of them you've thought so before, but not certain. You thought they might be interested, and they are. All right, so here is, let me look at these cards for a second. You're going through a transition, okay, because there's something you've always wanted that is, it's practically sitting in your lap right now. And this is something you kind of put on the back burner. Some of you have forgotten about it. This is like a dream from long ago. that you kind of let go because you just never imagined in a million years that it was possible for it to happen or for it to show up, to come through, to manifest itself. And this is definitely something you're wanting. I see this transition you're going through now, and I see in the center your dreams coming true with this Four of Wands. I see that you're very happy here. You're very happy with the outcome. And this is a scenario or a situation, I believe, between two masculines. You could be brothers, you could be family, you could be business partners. Nevertheless, something very unbelievable is happening, and you're watching it unravel, and you're just amazed and happily amazed. All right, Queen of Wands, you're celebrating with this partner, and you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is, you know, you have finally found your, what you believe to be your true partner, the person you're supposed to be with in life, okay? And you're very ecstatic about this. You're celebrating. You're very happy that you met this person. You thank God all the time for this person being in your life. The Ten of Pentacles is just when everything starts to culminate. Everything's going really well for you right now. Like I said in the beginning of the reading, some of you are amazed that things are going this well because of the past scenarios, which, you know, have dragged you down. But lately, things have been going pretty damn good. You're very happy with everything, and you've even found someone that is going to be, I'm seeing like magnetic type of attraction here, like over the top attraction to one another. And not only do you have fantastic attraction and, you know, what goes with that, it's over the top, but I also see there's a lot more to your relationship than that. All right, you're very close, and you basically finish each other's sentences as if, you know, you're reading each other's minds, and, you know, you probably are because you're telepathic. All right, so I see that for a long time you've carried this burden looking for your person to no avail. You thought you found your person maybe once or twice, but ended up that wasn't them. And now you have finally come to meet this person, and you're absolutely certain that this is them. All right, when I say that, I mean that this is your soulmate. Okay, this is your soulmate, and you're celebrating. You feel that this is definitely the one. All right, let's go one more round, guys. And yeah, I've been having, I'm not doing everyday readings anymore. I feel very certain that these finances are very close to coming through for us. So confident that I am just taking it easy and knowing the money is already there. I've manifested that money. It's in the pipelines for us, and it is getting ready to appear. And the way I see it coming, guys, is not going to be like all the other gurus. I shouldn't say other because I'm not a guru, but, you know, those people out there saying, we're going to get $100,000 a month for 11 months. That I don't think is how it's going to happen. That will crash the economy. It can't happen that way, okay? It will cause, you know, crazy hyperinflation, and it would just crash the economy. So they cannot do it that way. So it's going to start out in small increments. It might be a couple $100 here, a few $100 there. We might see that $2,000 dividend come in. Social Security might be seeing a $300 a month boost, something in that neighborhood. You know, increments of a couple hundred, a few hundred here and there. And then we're going to be getting, with the new system we're going into, we are now back to the way it was always meant to be. You know, a source made us, gave us the land, gave us, you know, all of the minerals in the land. That was all ours. I mean, you know, I always walked around thinking, how crazy is it that somebody could say they own the ocean and the sand and charge us money to go on it? Like, nobody, that's ours. That was supposed to be ours, okay? And so things are all backwards. Things have been inverted. And So we're going back to a time now where we are going to be enjoying a part of what these corporations are going to be making now. They're introducing Elon's robots into these corporations, into these manufacturing companies. Yes, people are losing their jobs, but I don't want you to panic, because that is the entire, or most of the reason why we're going to be getting these monthly checks, these, what Elon Musk is calling high, universal high income, which will eventually pan out to be somewhere around $3,000 to $5,000 a month, every month. Okay, you probably won't have to work. There might be other monies coming in alongside that. You know, there's going to be a ton of money. All right, guys, and I'm feeling it. And so I'm taking breaks because the energy has just affected me unbelievably so. Every day I'm going through something else, something, you know, I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like the world is spinning underneath my feet, and I keep feeling like I'm falling over. And, you know, I'm having all of these very intense side effects. You know, I do get relief every now and then. I have a day where I'm good. If you guys are going through these side effects, headaches, buzzing in your body, you know, feeling nauseous, feeling dizzy, having, you know, I'm not telling you not to go to a doctor, but these are effects from the solar flashes, whatever you want to call them, coming off of the sun. The sun has consciousness. The sun is a living thing, and so is the earth. Okay, so we are all connected. Everything is connected. Everything, and everything. I'm starting to feel like everything has some kind of consciousness. I know that we do, definitely. We're all connected. That's why we can, you know, before somebody says something, we can kind of know what they're going to say. Some of you are telepathic beyond. You're very strongly telepathic. All right, guys, I'm going to end on this note. So I love each and every one of you, and I will probably see you tomorrow. Take care.